To start off with, just so people know, can you talk a bit about what auditioning for a Marvel project is like? Because what did you know going into this series?
I knew nothing. They sent me, it was Untitled Marvel Project for Untitled Role. And the scene they sent was in episode one, which is like a bottle episode. So it's like a detective episode. And they sent me the interrogation scene between me and Kathryn Hahn's character, Agatha. And I was like, what is this? This is not a Marvel show. Like, this is a police procedural. And not like, and a slightly like strange dramatic one. I'm really confused. Um, and then after a few auditions, I like they would tell me more and more every time I'd get a recall. Till they told me everything, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes way more sense now.
You thinking you're going in for Law and Order or something?
Yeah, even
Yeah,
some Marvel like taking over Law and Order, like what's
love that. What did your prep look like for Teen slash Billy? And did you have nerves about starting?
a lot of comic book reading. I did like Marvel sent me like a link and be like, here's every single page of comic that Billy has ever been in, ever. And I was like, I will get reading. But Marvel used this software that I was going to name, but I shouldn't name. They'll tell me off to like securely send files, and it's the hardest thing to use. Um, we always like on set would always talk about how hard it is to use. Trying to read a comic on it is like trying to like, scroll the page, but it just doesn't do it.
Gosh, lovely. Were there nerves about starting for you? I mean, you obviously Heartstopper was huge, but Marvel is a different beast entirely. So, like, what was like sitting on your heart about? Oh God, I'm enjoying this juggernaut.
I think I was really nervous for we did like a week in LA before we started the main shoot in Atlanta to do all the exteriors and on Blondie Street, which has now unfortunately been knocked down. But that was why we did it early, so we could do it before they knocked it down. I was nervous for that. But then I think I went into Atlanta, having met some of the people, having met Kathryn, and having like the ice was already broken, and the team creating Agatha are just the nicest people in the world. I remember one day, like before, like on one of my first days, I was really nervous and talking to Jack about it, and she just looked at me and she put her hand on my face and went, "It was always you, Joe." And then just like the most warm feeling, and I don't know, it was great. And also, I just thought like I've been having this amazing experience that so many people would love to have. Like, there's no point being nervous about it because I should just enjoy this and take it from this as an actor, like as much skills as I can.
We're so conditioned to thinking of big projects like this using a green screen and all kinds of crazy special effects, but that really wasn't the case so much on this series. So, how did working on practical sets affect your performance?
It helped so much. When you're acting this, it's much easier to act to a person than a green tennis ball. Um, so it definitely was great, and also like the sets were so beautiful and so well crafted, and it really showed the skills of such amazing craftspeople, and to get to know that was really 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 special.
The cast has talked so much about the real coven that you all formed on set, and obviously several of your cast members were heavyweights in the industry. So did Kathryn or Patty or any of the coven ever give you advice on set that really aided your performance or kind of gave you a boost of confidence?
I just took everything I could from them, like every single thing. Like, Kathryn has this amazing ability to move her mouth in such tiny little ways, which shows such specific changes of character and emotion in a way that I'd never seen in anyone else before. Um, and also, Kathryn has this ability to play such like goofy comedy with such truth, and and which is why it makes it so funny, because you believe it. I think oftentimes with like comedy, is what makes comedy so hard is that it becomes like not naturalistic, and she just is so good at doing that. Um, and Patty, like everything she does is intentional, and everything she does has a reason behind it. And it may look effortless, but actually everything has such hard work behind it and such dedication and care, which is really special.
How do you think playing Billy has left a lasting impact on you? Like, what have you taken with you from Agatha into your other work?
I always saw Agatha as my like drama school, and I didn't go to drama school, and I learned how to be an actor in Agatha in a way that, because in Heartstopper, Charlie, especially season one, Charlie was very like myself. It was almost like playing a different version of myself, whereas Billy is nothing like me.
it was kind of a masterclass. You had a lot of stuff thrown on you and a lot of stuff that you had to execute. In terms of like what you maybe found emotionally challenging, obviously there's a huge reveal where we finally learn who Teen actually is. And that flashback scene is kind of devastating to watch. And you know, obviously it's had a major impact on who he is. For you, was that the most challenging emotionally to perform, or was it, you know, the big reveal where you come in floating? Or for you, what did you find most challenging emotionally to kind of dish out on the project?
Actually, like the hardest thing for me was the like working out what this like facade of episodes 2 to 5 were, and how much of that to play. The darker stuff I actually found the easier part. I think that's like, I remember when I was auditioning, well, I did 2 chemistry read scenes with Kathryn. One was the episode 2 car scene, when we're on our way to find the coven, and then the other one was the episode 6, like post reveal, post like mud scene where she like comes out and shouts at me, and that was the scene that got me the job. And after that chemistry, I had to do like 3 more recalls because they're like, you didn't really nail the comedy of the episode 2 stuff. And they're right. I mean, I think I'm quite a funny person when I want to, but not like, I find like acting comedy the hardest. So that was definitely the hardest part for me.
Are you hoping to don the eyeliner and the crown again? Like, how are you feeling about your Marvel? Yeah, absolutely, that face. Yeah.
In a heartbeat, I was like, yeah, obviously I would like, I had the best time, and I would love to carry on playing Billy, and you know, the door was left open at the end of Agatha, and so I hope one day I get to walk through it.
Did you find that this experience, obviously, like you have a very large fan base because of Heartstopper, but like we said, Marvel is a juggernaut. So I'm assuming that expanded eyes on you in a completely different way. How did you find that shift for you?
It was really like, I think Heartstopper like is the best like training for that, like in a fan base kind of way. And you know, Marvel fans care so much about the characters, which is so great. And I really hope I did the character justice.
I'm assuming that interactions you have in public with fans might have ramped up as well, because seeing, like we said, a queer character in the biggest, arguably one of the biggest franchises of all time is so meaningful to people, and to have that spotlight on you. And I know that when we talked at the premiere of the show, you actually said, you know, you didn't feel pressure in that way because it felt natural to just have a queer character. Yeah. Queer people exist, and that was fantastic to hear. Have you had any moments with fans, though, just telling you how much that specific thing impacted them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I more than anyone, I think, can understand the importance and also the impact of positive representation for people, and more so less for like, obviously for the people who that those characters represent, but also for like helping change opinions of people who might not necessarily have wanted those characters in the first place. I think there's something really special about like, you can't change someone's opinion about something when you come from a place of hate or a place of attacking them. You're not gonna win any battles by telling someone that they're an awful person because of X, Y, and Z. What you might do is if you show them a positive example of the thing that they might be scared of, and how that actually isn't something to be scared of, then that can slowly over time shift opinions of people, and does it in a way that doesn't make them feel alienated and make them double down in those opinions, and doesn't make them feel stupid or, because you know, lots of people aren't stupid and have those opinions. But I really hope that, you know, increased representation in a positive way will slowly but surely help the world.
What do you hope fans are left feeling when they're finished with this fantastic series? What do you hope it like left on their hearts?
I hope that we shocked them with some of the twists and the turns of the story. I hope that they feel sad that people are dead, and I hope that they want us, me and Kathryn, in more Marvel things.